Hey everyone, welcome to Aastha's Makeup Closet where we wake up in makeup for 30 and up. So today I have a full face of indie makeup for you. I am going to be using predominantly indie. In case I don't have a product from an indie brand, I will be using one of my regular ones. I pretty much have a full face. So if you're interested in something like this, do keep on watching. We've got an exciting look coming up for you. And I'm super excited. It's a brand new palette, so keep on watching. So I'm going to prime my face with the Infinity Glossy Glow and Primer for Face, Eyes and Lips. It's by Linda Hallberg. That's what it looks like. It's super glossy. It's meant to give like a super glossy, almost like a, how should I put it? Like it's like clear gloss. Here, see. So let's see how that works as a primer because I don't have an indie primer. So this was the only one. Let's see how it works out. It sure is sticky and it's sure going to make my skin look very glowy right now. But let's see how it works out. So I'm just going to be doing the primer first. And then I'm going to go into the eyeshadow and then we'll take it forward to the face. So for priming my eyes, I've got two options. I've got the Linda Hallberg Till the End Primer Crease No More, and I have the P. Louise base in Rumor 02. So I am going to be using very bright eyeshadows today, so I'm going to go in for the P. Louise base. I'm just going to put this whole thing on my eyelids and wait for it to dry a little, and I'm also going to be cleaning up my brows with the same. It's been a while since I've done a full face of anything. It's been a while since I've done makeup on my channel. You know, I was just shooting hauls and everything because like I mentioned in my hauls and whoever's watched it, that I have been recovering from surgery. I'm still recovering, but I'm better now. And about the surgery would be another video whenever I'm ready to talk about it. Right now I just felt that I wanted to do like a full face of indie makeup because I got the brands and everything. I'm really excited to use some of them actually. So I thought, why not? So my eyes are primed and now I'm going to go in with the Odin's Eye Hummingbird palette, which I recently got. This is in collaboration with the Fancy Face. They did a collaboration with three YouTubers, Annette, the Fancy Face and Judy. I have Fancy Face's Tina's, her real name's Tina. I have her palette and Annette's palette, I think it's called something Wolves. That is on the way. I did not get Judy's palette because I have those color stories. I have that color story and so many other palettes, so I skipped over that. So let's start with this. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's quite a gorgeous palette and it's got some beautiful duochromes. So let's create a look with this. So I am going to be starting with the darkest shade. Actually, I want to use Lagoon, which is the blue one here, the navy blue here. So I'm going to start with that. So just taking a slightly fluffy brush and going to start blending this a little over my crease. It's a beautiful blue color. I usually like to work on both my eyes together, so that I can go in a step-by-step fashion. Hence, I'm working on both the eyes together. And it kind of makes me gauge how much pigment is on each eye, if I need to add more, reduce, all of that. So I'm adding a little more here. And then I'm going to take a clean brush, which is my Zoeva 224, and I'm just going to blend this out. and soften it around the edges. So now I think the pigmentation is there for both the eyes. I'm using my Sigma color switch, and I am just going to go in with the same brush, and or rather the other one, and take the color clear blue, which is the lightest blue in the palette, just to soften it up a little. I've been wanting to dip into this palette. I've had it for about 3 or 4 days now, and finally I thought, let's do a full face of indie makeup and let me dip into this palette because it's so beautiful. And I love the shades of the hummingbird, the colors that the bird really has. So this palette's absolutely gorgeous when it comes to something like that, and the duochromes and everything is just absolutely out of the world. So then I am going to go into my Moonspell Volume 2 palette by Luna Beauty. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to take the shade, let's see, what shade am I going to take from here. I wanted like a purple to go with this, so with the blue. So I'll probably take this blue purple. I'm going to take this shade here. It's called Macy. So this, and I'm going to blend further. So I'm taking my same fluffy brush. I've just used the color switch. And I'm going to merge the purple with the blue. Because the eyelid space I want to keep free for some of the lovely shimmers and duochromes in the Hummingbird palette. I wish they had a matte purple actually in that palette. Would have made life simpler. But then I want to use multiple palettes to create a look. Like yesterday I was doing this look for Instagram, and it was inspired by a dragon. I remember I ended up using like 3 palettes and like loads of shadows from my Cleona stained glass collection. I just recently got those shadows in the mail. I bought them, of course, and I was super thrilled to be using them. But I'm not going to use them today. I'm going to be concentrating on the shimmers in the palette. So this is what we have so far, and now I'm just going to soften this with a light pink called Jillian and Alex from the Moonspell 2 palette. They're just lighter pinks, so they don't make much of a difference though. I just want to softly blend the edges. So now that that's done, I'm going to take a glitter glue and I'm going to use a couple of shimmers on my eyelids. I'm going to go in with Fancy here, and then I'm going to take it into Hummingbird here, and then I will probably take it into Bluefields, this one. So I'm just going to take my NYX glitter glue and a flat brush, and I'm going to cover my entire eyelid with this. Sort of like a cut crease action, but not really. And then I'm going to dip into Fancy, the first shimmer I told you about. I'm just going to take it a little higher. There. Then in the center, I'm going to take Hummingbird. And towards the end, I'm going to take Bluefields, and I'm going to merge these. I'm just laying them down right now. So that's that. And I'm going to repeat this on the other eye. So this is how the eyes are looking right now. I am going to do my face, and I'm going to start with the Most Conceal Cover Correct Contour by Kimchi Chic. It's in the shade Peach. It will work as my color corrector. So it comes with a brush tip applicator. I'm just going to take my blue Master Brush from Kryolan. and blend this out. I really like the formula of this concealer by Kimchi Chic Beauty. It's almost like it's self-setting, you know, it dries up and it doesn't feel like it's wet under the eyes or something. So I kind of like the formula. I like the color also. I'm just trying to correct all of my problem areas. And it's not a drying formula either. So with that done, I'm going to go in with my Uma Beauty foundation. It's in the shade Fair Lady T3C. It's brand new. So this is a beautiful foundation. I really like it. You really need to shake it hard. The pump leaks a little, but I don't know why that is. So it does get a little messy, you know, like that, which I don't like. I don't like my makeup getting messy no matter how much I use it. So I'm just gonna clean it up. And it's considered to be a say what weightless soft matte hydrating foundation, and it certainly is that. If you see the glow and everything, I'm sure the primer is also coming through, but it is a hydrating foundation. It's quite nice. So this was my first time using it. Now going in with the Uma Beauty concealers. I have two shades here. The first one that I got was too dark, and then I got the lighter one which I feel is too light. So let's see if I can just mix the two. So I have Honey T1 and I have Fair Lady T3. So I'm just going to mix the two and see how it goes. So this is Honey T1, which you can see is quite dark and a bit more yellow toned. And then I'm going to go in with the T3 Fair Lady, which I feel would be a better shade for me. So these are full coverage concealers from what I've heard. I'm using them for the first time for this video, and let's see. They blend out quite easily, which is quite nice. I'm not using a sponge today. I forgot to wet it and I really can't unplug my mic and go. So I'm just going to be using brushes. I think it's quite a nice match. Like mixing the two is quite nice for under the eyes. I'm liking how it's looking. Just don't like my dark circles peeking through. I have them, pretty bad ones, but yeah, it's taken a long time to find the perfect color corrector and concealer shades. Because earlier in makeup, I mean, at least for layman's makeup, it was said that, you know, use a lighter concealer for your dark circles and that just made them look grey. So it used to look really weird. And then it came out, then the popular belief was use an orange color corrector for every kind of darkness, which is also not true, because if you're not a certain skin tone, like a medium to a deeper skin tone, orange just looks really, really orange, and it kind of, you know, mixes in with your foundation and makes your whole face look a little peachy, you know, if that's the right way to say it. I wouldn't say orange, but peachy. And even if you use a light amount, it's still like, you know, it's orange. It's too dark for certain skin tones. And then, you know, finally peach correctors came out, and well, I've been happy since then. So this is how it's looking. I'm just going to take my foundation brush and then just dab it all around so that it kind of settles in. So I'm just using patting, stippling motions. So I guess that's pretty nice. Okay, so now we can set, and for setting I took out my Huda Beauty powder in Cupcake. I don't know if it can qualify as an independent brand, but I'm treating it like such because it's owned by Huda Beauty, and she's, even though it's a huge brand, I think it's independently owned if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm going to take my beauty blender puff and just, you know, dab it under the eyes. These are quite fine powders and excellent for setting. I don't believe in baking, so I don't like to bake. It doesn't bother me if somebody else likes it, but I don't. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Denesamyrix bronzer. Um, this is in the shade light, and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to use this to bronze up my face, and I'm going to go over that with the Nabla bronzer. I'm using my Dior 15 brush, which is a contour brush. I'm sorry it's not clean. I really need to clean my brushes. Then going over my forehead. I really love this brush by Dior. It's from the Backstage line. It's the 15, number 15 for contouring. And I love this product by Denesamyrix. I love the fine tip of this brush. Excellent for nose contours. And now I am going to go in with my powder bronzer from Nabla. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll use my melt cream blush light called Sandy Cheeks. So this is what it looks like. I think it'll go well with this look, and I'm gonna go in with that first. Just tapping it from the back of my hand so that there's not too much color, and then just stippling it. So I'm using all my cream products together so that it's just better that way before I go in and set my face with the powder. Now I'm just going to set a little with the powder and go in with my powder products. This is the Morphe with the Ariel collaboration Ariel A58 brush. I have the whole set. It's quite a lovely set. I like natural hair brushes. So I'm taking powder very, very lightly like this. So it's barely there. So that's for the powdering. This was my Huda Beauty powder and cupcake. And then let's go in with the cream bronzer by Nabla. It's in the shade Ambra. These glazed formulas by Nabla, they're a little hard to pick up on the brush. But once, I think, natural hair brushes work better with these formulas, called the baked gelée formulas. And then I'm going to go in with the Moira blusher in Soft Berry. That's what it looks like. It's actually quite stunning. Let me open it. The embossing is absolutely out of this world. So I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the powder. Just going to dust it off, and I'm going to use it for this blusher. I'm just going to mix it. And these are super pigmented, so one has to be careful, like I said. Oh well. That's a strong blush. And then I am, just to sort out the whole thing, I'm just going to take my foundation brush and then just go over everything to make it look a little more seamless. So these Moira blushes are extremely pigmented. You just need a little bit, like you saw, just a little bit is required. But they're beautiful in formula, they're very fine, and they don't cost much. I think they're $9 a blush. So now I'm going to go in with my Nabla highlighter, which is in the shade Ozone. And for this I'm going to take a highlighting brush, which is my Sigma Soft Blend 40. I'm just going to use my color switch and then just go in. So let's see how this looks. That's a pretty highlight. Highlighters are just so much fun. And there was a time I used to hate highlighters. Like, I didn't own any. And the first one I bought were the MAC Hyperreal highlighters, and that was a palette that I got, and I finally started using it, and they just look so magical that I was like, okay, this is something that I was missing out on. Just a little more. This is a very natural, nice highlight. If you can see. I like these highlights that kind of just merge into the skin. Chin highlights have to be, it's like a personal preference. It can look like sweat, but not always. So it depends on, how you like it. So yeah, that's nicely highlighted. Now let's finish the eyes. So for the eyes, for the bottom part, I am going to go in with, I actually want to go in with purples. So I'm going to use the Moonspell palette. So I'm going to use the Moonspell palette, and I'm going to go in with Nancy, and then this color, what's it called? Hilda. And maybe mix in a couple of those. I'm using my Scott Barnes 63 brush and going into Macy. Sorry, that wasn't Nancy, that was Macy. My bad. Going into Macy and just merging it with the blue. And then I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and blow it out with Jillian. Just to soften the top part, I feel the blue is going pretty high up. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to take a cream foundation, a powder foundation. I'm just going to blend that out. I've been doing very bold looks these days, so I just wanted to maybe just soften a little bit. That looks nice. Now what I'm wondering is, should I use any duochromes, or should I maybe go in with some other shimmer, or maybe a Danessa Myricks, the chrome flakes that she has, because I have a couple of them. So I'm just thinking about that. Maybe I will. Let me just get something. So I'm going to go in with Danessa Myricks' Shooting Star. These are the chrome flakes, and I'm just going to dab them a little in the center of my eyelid. I think I'll have to use a brush. Oh, nice. Wow. Wow. These are so sparkly. I mean, this is my second time using them, but still, it's just the awe of the effect, it's just always there. These are gorgeous. I love these. So in case you want to know what shade I used, this was Shooting Star. And now we need something for the inner corner, for which I'm going to go into the Moonspell palette, and I'm going to use Agatha, which is like this white shade. I'm going to use this a little on my brow bone as well. Now I'm going to use an eyeliner, mascara, all of that, and I'm going to be back. So I'm back, and this is the final look. I used the Shockwave Neon Eyeliner from LA Girl in my waterline, and I used the Sugar Pill lipstick in Locket. So I didn't have an eyeliner that would be indie, so I used that one, but Sugar Pill is an indie brand, and I used the Locket lipstick, which basically, if you purse your lips, it gives like a lovely, a golden, some golden sparkles come out of it. So, these are very unique lipsticks. So as much as you do this, you can see the golden sparkles. So it's quite lovely. So this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I'm a little out of my element, but if you do enjoy content like this, please do consider subscribing. I'm going to be having a lot of full face of a lot of brands, different brands coming through, as well as high-end makeup. So this is my indie version. I'll be having like black-owned brands as well. And so basically, yeah, so this is just like a nice look that you can do for Halloween, or you can just, if you like bold makeup, you can just wear it. And yeah, and those chrome flakes from the Nessa Myrix are absolutely out of this world. I just can't get over them. That's what I'm just constantly doing. So please do consider subscribing, please do share this video, please do like and leave a comment. It helps out with the engagement, it helps out a lot with the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.